Have you ever heard the story of the girl in the glass coffin? It's not Snow White, though it might sound like it. This is a lesser-known tale from the Brothers Grimm, a story filled with mystery, magic, and a touch of the macabre. Grab a cozy blanket, and let's journey back in time together. Our story begins with a poor, humble tailor's apprentice. He was a good-hearted young man, but fortune had not been kind to him. One day, while wandering lost and hungry in a vast, dark forest, he stumbled upon a clearing. The forest was so dense that daylight barely pierced through the canopy, and a strange, eerie silence hung in the air. As dusk began to fall, he saw a faint light flickering in the distance. Hopeful for shelter, he followed it. The light led him to a small, dilapidated hut made of moss-covered stones and crooked branches. Peeking through a grimy window, he saw an old, gray-haired man sitting by a crackling fire. The tailor knocked gently on the door. The old man, startled at first, opened it and, seeing the young man's weary face, invited him in for a warm meal and a place to rest for the night, asking for nothing in return. The next morning, as the tailor was about to thank the old man and continue his journey, a great commotion erupted outside. A huge stag and a massive bull were locked in a fierce battle. They charged at each other with such force that the ground trembled. After a long and violent struggle, the stag gored the bull, which fell to the ground with a deafening roar. The stag, however, didn't celebrate its victory. Instead, it scooped up the tailor with its mighty antlers and carried him away deep into the woods. He was carried over mountains and through valleys at a breathtaking speed. Finally, they arrived at a sheer rock wall. The stag knocked on a hidden door with its antlers, and it swung open, revealing a large cavern. Inside, several other men were waiting. The stag spoke, its voice deep and resonant, shocking the tailor. It told him he was now in the home of the spirits of the rock and that he must stay with them. "Don't worry," the stag said. "You will want for nothing." The stag gave the tailor a small horn, instructing him to blow it if he ever needed anything. With that, the stag and the other men vanished, leaving the tailor alone in the vast, silent cave. He was well cared for. Whenever he felt hungry or thirsty, food and drink would magically appear. But he was lonely. The silence of the cave was heavy, and he longed for human companionship. Days turned into weeks, and he grew desperate to see another person. One day, in his loneliness, he remembered the little horn. He blew it, and immediately the old man from the hut appeared before him. The tailor was overjoyed, but the old man looked grave. He warned the tailor that while his physical needs were met, he was a prisoner. He revealed a way out, but it came with a great risk. The old man showed him a large stone in the center of the cavern. "Push this stone aside," he said, "and you will find your fortune, but also your peril." And with that, he vanished. Driven by curiosity and a desire for freedom, the tailor pushed the massive stone with all his might. It moved aside, revealing a dark, descending staircase. He hesitated for a moment, then took a deep breath and started his descent into the unknown darkness below. What would he find in the depths beneath the mountain? The air grew colder with every step, and a strange, shimmering light began to glow from the bottom. He reached a large underground hall. In the center, bathed in an ethereal blue light, was a breathtaking sight. A young woman of incredible beauty, with long golden hair, lay asleep inside a magnificent glass coffin. She looked so peaceful, as if merely sleeping. Beside the coffin stood two more enchanted figures, another, even larger glass case containing a beautiful castle, a village, and all its surroundings, all in miniature, and on the other side, a mysterious locked chest. The tailor was mesmerized by the girl's beauty. He felt an overwhelming urge to wake her, to free her from her glass prison. He tried to open the coffin, but it was sealed shut. On the lid was an inscription written in silver letters. He couldn't read the strange language, but he knew it held the key. He then examined the miniature castle, marveling at the intricate detail. Every house, every tree, was perfectly crafted. It was a world trapped in glass. His attention then fell upon the locked chest. He searched for a key but found none. He felt a deep sense of purpose, a conviction that freeing the girl and this tiny world was his destiny. Suddenly, the old man appeared beside him once more. "You have found the source of the enchantment," he said. He explained that a wicked sorcerer had cursed the maiden and her entire earldom, shrinking it and trapping it all in glass after she refused his advances. The sorcerer was the bull, and the maiden's brother was the stag. The old man told him the key to breaking the spell was not a physical key, but a riddle hidden in the inscription. It spoke of a choice: to take the girl and leave the world behind, or to free the world and lose the girl forever. But there was a hidden third option. The tailor, with his good and simple heart, had to decipher it. The inscription read, "He who finds me must choose. Release the shell to claim the soul, or release the soul to save the whole. But the purest heart sees the hidden path to break the glass and quell the wrath." The tailor thought hard. To release the shell meant breaking the glass castle to get the girl. To release the soul meant freeing the people of the earldom, but leaving the girl enchanted. What was the hidden path? He looked at the locked chest. Perhaps the answer was inside. He noticed a tiny, almost invisible keyhole on the chest. He then looked back at the small horn the stag had given him. The tip of the horn was shaped exactly like the keyhole. It wasn't just for calling for help, it was the key. He inserted the horn into the lock. It clicked, and the chest sprang open. Inside was a single, shimmering, tear-shaped pearl. The old man smiled. "The pearl of true sight," he whispered. "It allows you to see the truth of the enchantment." The tailor took the pearl and held it up. As he looked through it, the inscription on the coffin changed. It now clearly read, "The curse feeds on division. Only a selfless act that unites the two can break the spell." He finally understood. He couldn't choose between the girl and her kingdom. He had to save them both. He placed the pearl on the glass coffin, right over the maiden's heart. He then took the miniature castle and carefully placed it on top of the pearl. A brilliant light erupted from the coffin, filling the entire cavern. The glass of both the coffin and the larger case shattered into 1,000,000 sparkling fragments like dust in a sunbeam. The maiden's eyes fluttered open. The miniature castle grew and expanded, filling the cavern until the tailor found himself standing not in a cave, but in the grand hall of a magnificent castle. The people from the miniature village were now life-sized, looking around in bewildered joy. The girl, who was a countess, sat up and looked at the tailor with gratitude in her eyes. At that moment, the stag appeared, transforming back into a handsome young man, her brother, the count. The wicked sorcerer's power was broken forever. The countess, eternally grateful to her rescuer, asked the humble tailor's apprentice to stay with her and share in her fortune. He, who had started with nothing, had found not only wealth and a home, but also love. He married the countess, and they ruled the now restored earldom with kindness and wisdom for many, many years. And so the tailor who stumbled into a forest found his destiny not in sewing clothes, but in mending a broken world. What a journey, right? It just goes to show that courage and a good heart can truly work magic. Thank you so much for joining me for this story. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next adventure into the world of forgotten tales. See you next time.